It's time for the final round of the 2024 F1 season, so let's get into it and talk about the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And we'll start off the schedule on the Friday. Free practice 1, and this is in local time, is at 1:30 PM, FP2 at 5 PM, FP3 on Saturday 4:30 PM, qualifying at 6 PM, then the race on Sunday at 5 PM UK time. That is 9:30 AM for FP1 on Friday and 1 PM. So 9:30 AM, 1 PM for FP2. Sorry, I forgot that wrong. It's been a long day, long week, a long season. F1's longest season in record. 10:30 AM on Saturday for FP3, 2 PM UK time for qualifying, and then 1 PM UK time on Sunday for the Grand Prix. In terms of the weather, there is a 0% chance of rain throughout the weekend, which you might think that I'm assuming, but to assume is to, well, there is a colloquial for that. Yeah, it has snowed here before during the endurance races, so precipitation does exist in the Middle East. The highs in terms of temperatures are expected to be around 28 to 29 degrees over the weekend. The lows around the 21-22 region. So it's going to be pretty middle of the road. And yeah, that probably is going to stay the same for the end of season tests that happen after the Grand Prix. And those end of season tests may see some new faces in new teams. But there is already a new face on the grid for this weekend, because that's right, there has been a change. At Alpine, we have a new Grand Prix debutant. Jack Doohan, who is confirmed to be with Alpine for 2025, is replacing Esteban Ocon. That's right, Ocon's been sacked by Alpine ahead of the finale. He will sit it out, and the agreement with Alpine is that means that Ocon will then be able to test for Haas in the post-season tests at Abu Dhabi, which is interesting considering Alpine's in a title battle, which we'll get into in a moment. Anyways, elsewhere we are seeing farewells for drivers who are moving teams. So Lewis Hamilton is having his last Grand Prix with Mercedes, his last Grand Prix with Mercedes Power in F1 as well, considering that his entire career has been with Mercedes Power Unit. Of course, he goes across to the Scuderia this season, something that was announced before pre-season testing. He'll be joining Charles Leclerc, who I believe is now the guy who, since Miami, has gotten the most points scored this season, which is an interesting little stat I saw from the race the other week. Carlos Sainz Jr. is in his last race at the Scuderia. There was a pretty funny, pretty sweet video that they did as their kind of Ferrari esports preview for the event, where they're driving around in the F1 game. It was Carlos Sainz doing singing, so it's always humorous. But elsewhere, Bottas, Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu seem to be on their way out of F1, given that we've got the debutants coming in for next season. Don't know what's happening with Liam Lawson. We also don't know what's happening with Sergio Perez. Rumour is that he could be dropped, potentially even entirely, by Red Bull after this weekend for a meeting between Marco and Horner to decide Perez's future, and it's Checo first, not anybody else, from their not press releases but interviews, before they do anything else. But yeah, it is a finale and there are championship battles. Technically, even though Abby Pulling did win F1 Academy last time out in Qatar, they've added another race to the schedule this weekend, which means she has to win it again, though it is all but guaranteed. And yeah, in the F2 it is a lot closer. Half a point between Gabriel Bortoletto and Isaac Hadjar. Hadjar wins the title, he would probably be going into the RB with Lawson up to Red Bull. That's what the rumour is right now. However, at the same time, Paul Aaron, who only just got his first F2 victory last time out at Losail, is still mathematically in contention. 25.5 points, but anything can happen in motor racing, and it usually does. In F1, in terms of the title battles, well, Drivers' Championships are already sealed. Second place could go to Charles Leclerc if he outscores Lando Norris by 9 points. The fourth place is more or less Piastri's. It's 19 points he has over Sainz. Whilst Russell would need a colossal disaster and Lewis Hamilton to Grand Chelem, essentially, for the 7-time champion to not be in P7 in the standings. Checo is guaranteed P8, which is the worst performance for a champion's teammate since Jos Verstappen in 1994, where he was 10th, though Verstappen did miss races and have that awful pit lane fire incident in 1994. Alonso's guaranteed 9th, but Hulkenberg's only 1 point clear of Gasly in 10th, who's only 6 points clear of Tsunoda, who's only 6 points clear of Stroll, who's only 1 point clear of Ocon, which is now, guaranteed. Magnussen's 7 points back, and then Albon, if he gets a point, he clears Daniel Ricciardo. That's pretty much it. Bottas needs to score 5 points to ensure that he doesn't finish outside the top 20 in a 20-car championship. In the Constructors, however, it's closer. Mathematically, there is a Constructors title battle as well. McLaren are on 640, Ferrari are on 619. Red Bull cannot retain the Constructors crown, but it could go to Woking, it could go to Fiorano. Mercedes guaranteed 4th, Aston Martin all but guaranteed 5th. But yeah, Alpine's 5 points clear of Haas, who are 8 points clear of RB. It could go any which way, in reality. I'd put my money on Alpine. At the same time, Hulkenberg's probably going to be wanting to give Haas a good send-off before he goes over to Sauber. And Magnussen probably wants to give the sport a good send-off as well. Williams is all but guaranteed 9th, and Sauber all but guaranteed 10th. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.